Today on Lucky Twisted Garage, I dropped my nuts. So I moved on to other things. If you want to know more history about this thing, I have another video about it. I'm going into a little more detail. Right now, what we're working on is moving this axle. As you can see, it's almost to the end of the frame, but it's not quite there. And when you have the wheel and the wheel well here, you want it to be about 4 inches forward. So we're gonna remove this leaf spring. I'll cut these rivets off here. Get one of them fancy depth wheels. An old drill, one of these bad boys. We'll just replace this hole 4 inches forward. And bam! With the magic of film, or lack of, we got our axle moved forward. You can see here how far we moved it forward. It used to be mounted in these two holes. We had to grind those off. Took a long time, cursed a lot. The old death wheel in there. We moved it forward that far. That was far enough to make the axle line up right in the center there. Just perfect. So, we got our axle moved forward. We also have an axle in this thing now. You guys probably never seen this yet. This is our Dana 60. We got our 513s put in here. Fresh set of gears. I only had to pull the gears out 5 times to finally get the mesh right. So I didn't put that on video because, well, you guys probably wouldn't have liked my language during that. But we got a roll cage kind of built for the front end here. We got her welded up inside. Which comes back to the roll cage here. Comes around. Comes down to the front here. Everything's just tacked in place right now. We're not finished welded yet. Like I said, we'll get this thing over to my buddy's house and get it finished welded out before we go racing, but right now we're just trying to make everything fit. Our front fenders, I didn't really know what to do. Last year this thing just had a tarp pretty much over the engine. We had no front clip on it. We still ran it like that. It was fun. I just wanted to get this thing out. So now we got fenders, got a frame stiffeners, got our cross section here to hold the rad in up front. I'm gonna build a little bumper here for the front of it. Put a couple pipes back to that cross member. Stiffen her up a little bit. Come around to this side. You can see the same thing. We removed our axle forward. Big gaping holes that I'm going to fill in. Homemade steering I built a few years ago. Works, man. This thing, she's been a project for a long time. Not really working on it all the time. Work on it a little bit and get sick of it. Put it away. Work on it a little bit, get sick of it. Carry on. You guys know how it goes with projects. Spend all your money. Have none. Move on. These are our old rims. These are 22-inch rims. They come on the Denali's and stuff like that have 22-inch rims from the factory. They're just Steelies throwaways so they don't scratch up the mags on the tow truck on their way to the dealership. We just welded these things in there. Worked out pretty mint. But we got a little upgrade over here. A little bit of 22-inch bling. Yeah, I know, pretty fancy, eh? A little bit too fancy for us. But we got to get this thing done. The push is coming now. We got about a month and a half before our first race this year. What we have left to do, gotta finish this axle out. I'm waiting for some new wheel bearings to show up. I need to buy a new front drive shaft. It's kind of twisted my other brand new drive shaft up last year. And then, if you look at the back, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, it's pretty dark under there. There's no gears in there. They're over here. Good old rusty carrier, GM 14 bolt, 513 gears. We're just waiting for a set of bearings for that. If you have another gander over here, you can see our old Dana 60 carrier that we pulled out of here. It was full of mud, bearings were toast. This thing's seen better days. So we'll have new gears front and back, new drive shaft in the front, new bling, new front clip, and maybe, if I get ambitious, we can have a paint job by the time the mud bugs roll around. The next time you guys see this thing, we're going to have the front diff done, the rear diff done. We're going to have our new rims and tires on here, and we're going to be heading over to our buddy's house to do some welding. We also got a surprise for you at my buddy's house, so stay tuned. We'll keep watching Lucky Twisted Garage. Thank you. Goodbye.